All right, we're being recorded. Awesome. All right, everybody act good. Okay, Terry is not going to be joining us today. She had something come up, and so she asked me to go ahead and run this. So anyway, I'm glad you guys are all here. Does anybody have any kind of wahoo this week? Anything they want to share?
I had somebody sign up on my team I didn't even know. I got the email yesterday like, hello. It was
awesome. You didn't know them at all, or they just signed up?
I have no idea who they are. I reached out and sent them a welcome email, and I called them, and I haven't heard back. But so hopefully, get a hold of her.
That is the advantage of being a director, is the fact you get those home office leads, because more than likely they just went on the website, typed in where they lived, and then found Lindsay. So that's really a big advantage of becoming a director. So today, you guys, I am really excited because Lindsay and I are going to be sharing today. We're going to be sharing about making your cooking show fun and the best it can be. And I really am excited because I got the privilege of getting to know Lindsay. And what's going to be so much fun is her and I are going to teach another class later on. But just to introduce you to Lindsay a little bit, Lindsay's been with the company 3 years. And I got a lot of information from her director, Kathy, which was hysterical to me because I asked her how long she'd been with the Pampered Chef, and, you know, it's just a little information. She's got 5 children. She's been with the Pampered Chef 3 years. And then she texted me that she was on the Fast Track Tractor. And I said, well, what's the Fast Track Tractor? And it was the Fast Track to Director. And that's the problem with autocorrect. So anyway, so she is also a Fast Track Director, which means in the first 3 months of her business, she promoted to Director and she got $500. Yay, Lindsay. That is awesome. Just to let you know a little bit about myself, I just celebrated my 21st year anniversary with Pampered Chef. I started, 21 years ago, and I am just as excited about Pampered Chef today as I was 21 years ago. I live down in Florida. Lindsay lives in Idaho. And you know what the great thing about this business is? The fact is we make friends all over the United States. So that is awesome. Okay, so we're going to talk about making your cooking show the best it can be. So we're going to have Lindsay go first, and then I'll take the second half. So go ahead, Lindsay.
Awesome. Well, good morning, and thank you, Wendy, so much. I was excited to be on the tractor.
Yeah.
Gotta love autocorrect.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're going to talk about this morning about making your party fun. I truly believe that part of your party being fun is starting before. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this part, but host coaching is a big part of making your party fun. Of course, getting your host excited before the party is really part of what sets the tone. So being excited on the phone and remembering to smile when you're talking on the phone, because you really can hear a smile. So when you're doing your host coaching, of course, if you can't get through to them via phone, just setting the tone in your emails or in your text messages when you send it. Of course, all of that has to carry through to the party, so the same thing applies. You being the most excited person in the room at your party is going to be a big part of that, because your excitement is contagious. So being the hostess, Wendy and I were talking about this when we were getting ready for this call, that a lot of the times I am like pushing my host out of the way so that I can answer the door and greet her guests first, because I want to be the first person that they meet when they walk in the room. And then I always like to ask my host before the party what we're serving for drinks, so that as the guests arrive, I can say, nice to meet you, Joni. Sorry, that's the first thing that comes to my mind. Get you to drink. We've got lemonade, we've got wine. And then I always like to be the one to offer that drink to them. So that's setting the tone. And then another thing I like to do during my strong opening, oh my gosh, hold on, my son is climbing on something. I am sorry, you guys. I think that after my little spiel, I'm going to have to just bounce out of this call because he's going to be noisy. So anyways, during my strong opening, I like to talk quickly about the show structure. Knowing what's going to happen a little easier for them. So I talk about how things are going to go so that things go a lot smoother, which makes it more fun. So creating that environment before the party even starts. Another thing I think that makes the party fun is learning. Of course, we love to at our parties teach people how to quickly get dinner on the table or how to make a quick meal. But I think that having product knowledge is an important thing to know about what you're talking about, about the product. So on Pampered Chef University, there's a course that's a product knowledge course. And I think that if any of you haven't checked that out, that you should. And of course, other ways to get to know your product is by using them, or a lot of times at my parties, I am learning from the people, the guests at the party. They're telling me what they do with it, or what they have done. So I think that's fun for me to learn too. And then also, the guests at your party are going to go home having learned something. I like to kind of sneak in little food facts or tidbits of information. So the reason I'm on my phone right now on this call is because my computer will not hold a charge right now without the cord. The cord's messed up. But I have a handout. I hope to upload it somewhere it's 60 random food facts, which you can actually Google food facts and find all kinds of things. But I have one ready for you guys that I would love to share with you. So as soon as my computer's back up, I will. But one thing, and I'll just share this right now, I thought was kind of interesting with the coconut tres leche cake, if that's something that you're doing at your shows. One random food fact about coconut water is that it can actually be used as blood plasma. Kind of strange, but it's something that I learned on my food science. So I just thought that would be kind of fun, to throw in there as you're demoing the recipe. Also, Wendy is really good at this too. If you're friends with her on Facebook, she posts National Food Days all the time. So that would be kind of a fun thing to throw into your party, and maybe even basing the theme of your party around that particular day. Maybe it's National, Burger Day, and so you do burgers on the double burner grill or something. So lots of fun ways to get your guests involved. And really, I feel like the bottom line with all of this is, and this is a quote I'm going to share, is that you don't build a business, you build people, and then the people build the business. So I really feel like your involvement, making things exciting, building those relationships, in the end, what makes it fun for your guests. So, sorry, I feel super rushed getting through this, but that's what I have for you guys.
Okay, that's good. Well, thanks, Lindsay. I appreciate that. That is fun. It is. It's about making the show a lot of fun, and you have to be fun too. You have to be like the happiest person in that room. Okay, so what I'm going to talk about is ways to get bookings at your shows. Because I really truly believe that the easiest thing to do is to get bookings at the show rather than play what I love to call telephone tag. And we all played it before. We've called somebody, they've called us back, or we called them and called them and called them, and we can never get them on the phone. So I like to book my shows at the shows. And one of the things I will tell you is what I do is if somebody says to me, well, I'm not really sure the date, I need to look at my calendar. What I always say to them is, Lisa, let's go ahead and look at the calendar. Let's figure out a date, that's going to work for you. And then when you get home and you look at your calendar and it doesn't work, call me and we'll change the date. I will tell you 9 times out of 10, we hold the show on that date that they've picked. Okay. And I also use words like, we can't give Lisa credit for the booking unless the booking is on my calendar. So I use word choices like that because I want to book the show at the show. I don't want to play this whole, I'm trying to get a hold of them on the phone. You also need to do a booking activity at your show. Talk about what's fun along with what they're going to receive. So for example, talking about what recipes you're going to feature. And we've got some great ones online. You guys have seen the party packs, I'm sure. You can do I call it sangria and salad. I think online they call it salad and sangria. So you can call it any way you want to. Fajitas or Ritas. How about a Jimmy Buffett show? Or maybe you do a skinny dipping show. I've done a New Year, New You, or Take the Heat Out of the Kitchen. I've got an ice cream social coming up. And actually, when I was doing my booking talk at my show and I was saying these things and I said ice cream social, that's why she booked. Because she says, I want to do an ice cream social. So, and these shows can be, you're just naming them. you can serve whatever you want at them. Like, for example, a Mexican fiesta can be anything. It could be the taco ring. It could be fajitas. It could be chili lime tacos, but it's just a fun idea to get them thinking about different menu choices and things. All right. Some of the things, okay, you want to sell them on the phone. We talked about that. But you also want to use word choices like when we have our show. So I don't ever use the word if, but I always use things when we have our show. And I do call it our. I don't call it your show. I call it our show because it's like partnering with my host. Some of the things I do at my shows is I do the booking slide. I'm sure you guys have all seen the booking slide. I've done the booking slide. I've used when I've left my booking slide at home, I will admit to that I've done that before. I just take and use the back of the catalog and talk about what the benefits that they can get, okay? And then one of the ideas also is from, her name is Christina. I can never pronounce her last name. She's absolutely adorable, and I'm sure you guys have all seen it. And I love this idea. And so Lindsay and I talked about doing this idea, and I'm just going to role model how I do it at my show. Now, I do have these saved to my computer, and I'll make sure your directors get them, and then that way, then they can pass them on to everybody else. So what I basically do is this. And Joni, if you'd play along with me, okay? Will you be my play along person? Okay. All right. So what I say at the end of the show, and actually this is what I do after the shop and share, I actually say to them, okay, you guys, now comes the commercial part. You guys are not shocked. I'm going to ask you to have a show. So, play along with me. And then I say, okay, I pick somebody out and I'll say, so Joni, tell me where your favorite place to shop is.
Kohl's.
Kohl's. Oh, I agree. I love Kohl's. Okay. So, Joni, if I was to give you $140 for when you walked into Kohl's, do you think you could spend it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. So you spent your $140. You come out, you put your bags in the car. So then, Joni, what if I gave you 3 50% off items? Do you think you could go find 3 things for 50% off in Kohl's?
Oh, for sure.
Okay, great. So now you get your 50% off items in your bags and you've gone out to your car and your trunk is almost full. What if I gave you a 60% off coupon? Do you think you could find something for 60% off?
Absolutely.
Okay. And now you've taken that bag back out to the car. Your trunk is about half full now, okay? So what if I said to you, okay, now when you go back in there, anything else you want, you can get at 25% off. Do you think you could find some more things?
Sure.
Okay, and you've got all those bags. Now, what if I told you for a full year, you will now get a 10% discount at Kohl's?
I'm going to be going there a lot.
Yeah. So let me just tell you that this is what my average host gets when they host their own Pampered Chef show. The other advantages to hosting a Pampered Chef show is that when your friends have a show, you will get a 50% off item at their show. And then one of the other things I do want to tell you is, as a host, you get the opportunity to use some of your host dollars to buy down the cost of your kit to become a consultant. Now that's when then I go into my recruiting talk. All right, so that just leads me to my recruiting talk. So that's just a fun way. And the other thing that I do too is I have my monthly host specials in these pockets. And and then wait, that's the monthly host special. Monthly host special, and then the other side is the guest special. But what I've done is on the host special side, I've got these on the wrong side, I just realized, is I have the dates of when I can do a June show. I will tell you my May is completely booked up, so I'm offering virtual shows in May. But these are the dates that I have that are available in the month of June. So I put them on here, and I just tell them, you know what, let's do a June party. We can do a Margarita and Rita, or Fajitas and Rita's show. And you know what, which date works for you? You just let me know which of these dates are going to work for you. So I do bring these to my shows, and I do have my dates on there. it's just easier, and then they just tell me which date they'd like to have it. I do put on there the day, the date, and if it's a Saturday, I do put the time down. All right. Okay. So that's what I do. That's what I do at my shows. I've also, like I said, done the booking slide. But the point being, you have to talk about it. You have to invite them to have a show. Now, one of the other things you can do is I buy these bags at the dollar store. They cost me $1. And I bring them, and I usually put the date of the show on them. This one happened to be one I was using during, I picked up like 7 or 8 of them at Valentine's Day. I almost said Thanksgiving. I don't know where that came from. On Valentine's Day, or the month of February, and I use these to book my February shows. Now, here's the deal. There's nothing in here but the host packet. And let me tell you, people, for some reason, love to get a bag. I don't know what it is. But it cost me $1 at the dollar store, and I just put my host packets in there. There was no gift whatsoever. It's just the host packet. And I would bring 3 or 4 of them to my shows, and people would book shows. And they would say, okay, well, here's your host packet. And they go, oh, I get the bag. I don't know. It was weird. So I don't do it every single month, but it's really a lot of fun. The other idea you can do is, this is like a party bag. And what is on here is if there's 3 bookings at the show, the host gets the gift in the bag. So what I've done is like booking number 1, and you can put dates on here if you want to, but I chose not to. Booking number 1, 2, and 3. And then if there's 3 bookings, the host gets the gift. And you do announce that, of course you have to announce that if there are 3 bookings, the host gets the gift. The other thing that I've seen in the past is doing booking necklaces, where you have necklaces with the dates on them, and whatever on the other side, the guest, when they have their show, can have that item. Now, here's the thing is, I only offer gifts if I get to the point where I'm looking at my calendar for the next month and the dates have not filled. I do these other things, like May right now is completely full, and I have like 2 dates left in June. So I'm not offering a gift for anything. I'm just making sure I invite everybody to have a show. Then what happens is, it's just like recruiting. Then what happens is, you then have to ask them if they would like to have a show. And that comes during the full service checkout. If you're not doing the full service checkout, you're really doing yourself a disservice. This is how I discovered the full service checkout was key. This was years ago, before we called it the full service checkout. I was at a show, and I really needed bookings for the next month. And I opened all the prize drawing slips, and not a single person had said yes that they wanted to have a show. And I thought to myself, I'm not leaving this show till I at least get 1 booking. 1 booking is all I really, really want, okay? And I thought to myself, my host does not want me spending the night at her house. So I've got to get some bookings on my calendar, because I'm not leaving until I do. So I decided to ask every single person when they came up to place their order. Now I'm telling you, this is long before we've ever heard of the word full service checkout. And 3 people booked shows because I asked them, but they had said no on their prize drawing slips. So you really need to ask them when they come up. So another thing you could do to remember to do the full service checkout is, I used to have a team member who had a sign at her full service checkout that said, if I don't ask you these questions, your shipping is free. And the questions were, if you would like to have your own show, about the business opportunity, and would you like to receive my newsletter? And as she says, you only do it 1 time, because you don't want to pay for anybody's shipping. And here's the thing is, you have the sign there, people are going to say, you didn't ask me that question. So they want to get their shipping for free, but you don't want to have to pay for it. So if you have a little reminder there, then you make sure that you ask all those questions. So for example, what I would do is, I would just say, you know, hey, Lisa, it was so good to see you. I'm so glad you came to Lindsay's show. You know, how did you love the recipe? Did you love the recipe? Okay, she's on mute. Okay, so then I would engage her in some type of conversation. If I had never met her before, I would ask her, well, how do you know Lindsay? If I'd met her before, I would say, did you enjoy the recipe? And then I would say, you know, you heard us talk about these wonderful, fun shows. Let's have a fajita and Rita show, or let's have a salad and sangria. What do you say to gathering your friends up? And let's have our own show. Okay, they're going to give me 1 or 2 answers, and we all know what they are. Okay. But if you don't ask, the answer is always no. And I don't ever say, would you like to book a show? I always make it about the fun. Let's get together, and you know what? I can teach your friends something new. Let's get together, and I can show you how to put dinner on the table in 30 minutes. Let's get together, and we can have a fun ice cream social. So I don't ever say, let's just book a show, because you want to make it kind of about the fun. It doesn't really matter how you talk about the bookings. But you know what? The key is you just have to do it. All right? You have to ask. When I was looking for quotes to say at the end of this training, I found this quote and I thought it was absolutely perfect. And it says, before you assume, try this crazy method called asking. All right? So before you assume that nobody wants to have a party, because you look around the room and you think, oh, they wouldn't want to have a party. Oh, they wouldn't want to have a party. You have to ask. Because like the answer is always going to be no unless you ask. All right. So one of the things I do want to ask you guys is, what are you guys doing at your shows to get bookings? Someone has to share. Don't make me call on you.
I do the bag, the 3-sticker bag.
Oh, you do this bag?
Yes.
Okay, and tell me how that's working for you. Can you tell me some of your word choices that you use when you're talking about it? How do you announce it?
Well, at the beginning, I always hold the bag up and I say there's a little prize in here for our hostess if I can get 3 people to book the party. Usually it doesn't, they'll say, oh, maybe I will, but as we go along and we start talking about it, people are asking more questions about the product. I'll always say, well, let's have a party for you, and then maybe get you some more information about that particular product and do a party around that product or something to that effect.
Mm-hmm.
And as we do the full service, I always make sure that we get something, get someone booked. I haven't yet, and I have done that. Yet not have to book.
But what? Say that one more time.
When I have done that back challenge, I have yet to have a party where I haven't had 3 bookings from it.
Okay. All right. Well, good. Great. Well, good. I do like that. I think it's fun. People want to help their host out. People want to help other people. They really do. So what's everybody else doing?
I have a binder that has all the different types of themes of parties I do.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let them know that I've had that with me and to kind of look at it throughout the show so they can kind of see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And usually I book a couple of parties whenever I do that.
Oh, good. Good. So like what kind of themes do you have in your book?
The salad and sangrias, the margarita and fitas, couple showdown. I have a chopped, which is a one that a lot of people are liking because I pick a couple of ingredients that are surprise, and they have teams to see who can make the best dish using the Peppered Chef products I bring. That's a lot of fun. A lot of people keep doing that one.
There's no recipe. Okay, so there's no recipe.
We do one recipe, and it's usually like an appetizer.
Okay.
And I say, okay, in your basket, and it's just actually really just a box. I said, these are the ingredients. You're going to make a dish just using these ingredients. We've got 2 teams, and then the rest of the people are going to taste it and vote, and whoever wins gets a little prize. And so
that is so much fun. So you're able to pull in other products and make it really a lot of fun. Oh, I love that. That's great. Perfect. All right. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Okay. All right. Lisa, Joni, what are you guys doing?
I have a binder too that I use. I call it my magic binder.
Uh-huh.
And I put it out for everyone to look at. I said, this is my magic binder. You'll find our specials in here, and you'll find a whole bunch of different ideas for the kind of party that you could have at your house. And I have got like the voodles and noodles. I've got the salad and sangria. I've got a healthy day. I've got Thrill of the Grill in there. Soup and Slippers. For some reason, Soup and Slippers are doing really well for me
Which is absolutely crazy because, like, Joni, who lives in Texas, this is, we don't wear slippers.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
and it's so hot.
Yeah.
But I think folks are looking for something that maybe they could stretch into a meal
Yeah.
or add to a meal
Right.
to make it go further. And so I think that might be why they're doing so well with me. But yeah, it's working. I think I have to work on my word choices still better, but it is working better than what I was doing before, which was nothing. So
well, you know what? And that's key. If you were doing nothing before, now that you're doing something, that's great. And you know what, Lisa, you bring up a good point about word choices. And I was going to say something, and I forgot. I guess I didn't put it in my notes. I had somebody on our team, she kept saying, I can't get bookings, I can't get bookings. So I did a little exercise with her, and I said, so let's pretend I am your guest at your show. Tell me what you're saying. We'll role play. So she did the, oh, how do you know the host? And we had a little conversation about that. And then she says the words, you wouldn't want to book a show now, would you? And I'm like, well, maybe we can change that. Because it was such a negative thing to say that everybody said no. So that's why, you know what, Lisa, I just love the fact that you said word choices. You got to work on your word choices. Cool.
I like that you said that you always make it about having fun and having a good time and getting your friends together. I'm gonna incorporate that at my next party.
Okay, good. All right, perfect. Joni, tell us what you're doing.
I just ask. Sometimes I'm successful and sometimes I'm not. I've tried the little gift bags, and put dates on them, and if they pick one, they get one, but that really didn't entice them. I don't know. So I just, at the full service checkout, I ask, I go over what the host gifts or the host benefits are at the end of my show. And then when they're checking out, I ask them, so, when can we get you on my calendar so that we can get your friends together? And, I do most of my bookings after the show. So I would like to
talk about that. Talk about that. What do you mean after?
Well, like if I'm doing customer care to follow up, did you get your products? How are you liking them? And I'll tell them what the host special is for the month. Mm-hmm. And that's usually what will entice them to book. So,
okay. Have you tried talking about specialty shows? I do
have a binder that has the different theme shows, and it seems to create some excitement when they're looking at the notebook, but I haven't found what's the key to getting them to book yet.
Okay. All right.
I might try the bag, like you were saying, help the hostess out, because most of them usually do want to do things to help their host.
Right.
So I might try that.
Okay. Well, good. Awesome. All right, you guys. Well, that's all I have. Lindsay, do you have anything else to add? Okay. Well, I hope you guys learned something. Lindsay and I were very, very excited to do this class together. I am thrilled that we get to do one together again at the end of, I think it's May, Lindsay. The end of May, we get to do one. Mark your calendars because the next one is May 7th. If you have not signed up for conference, now's the time to sign up for conference. It is going to be so much fun. There's so many activities going on, and it's just going to be just amazing. If you went last year, it was just a different experience. The fact that we get to see Warren Buffett, and I thought it was, I don't know how they're going to outdo it, but I'm sure they will. So I'm excited. I'm excited about it. So I hope to see you guys all at conference, although we'll be together again in May. So don't forget, mark on your calendar, May 7th is our next Spring into Action Zoom. I love this. I get to see everybody. This is so cool. All right, you guys, all of you have an awesome day, rest of your day. Hope it's sunny and beautiful there. And we will see you on the call on May 7th.
Okay, thank you.
All right, bye, guys.
Bye.